What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Davon in the flesh with another legendary video. Thank you guys for coming through for the podcast. We keep everything all nitty gritty, everything that's saucy in the land of professional wrestling. More importantly, I appreciate you guys for making this your weekly wrestling breakdowns, hot takes, and everything in between. Let's go ahead and get into the Raw Netflix review for July 14th, 2025, which was live from the Legacy Arena at the BJCC Arena in Birmingham, Alabama. Appreciate you guys coming through for this review. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we kick Monday Night Raw off with a big fashion one with the new WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion Naomi, who came directly to the ring. She cut a promo. It was calm, cool, and collective. She trolled the fans a little bit. She wanted her accolades. She wanted her acknowledgement, as saying people thought that she was going for the Tiffany Stratton for the actual WWE Championship, but she hit that swerve button, and pretty much she's done when it comes to the situation between Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, and she's over it. But now she's the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. She says she wanted to be Bianca's friend, which is why she wanted to make history. But before she even got to talk a little bit further, both Rhea Ripley and Io Sky came on to interrupt her, made claims for a rematch for the title, and of course Adam Pearce appeared and said he was going to announce a triple threat match for the Intercontinental, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam for the title. And it was going to be a big feel as this is a party of the summer, a 2-night event over in New York, and you know that's going to be a big accolade when it comes to the overall feel of what SummerSlam is all about. But man, those ticket prices is going to be through the roof. It's going to be like you selling a kidney, your arm, and a leg, and much more. But in overall, SummerSlam should be a lot of fun when it comes to the market of New York. And you know you're going to get your entertainment value when it comes to the overall PLE of SummerSlam. And nothing changes when it comes to the overall algorithm of how things continue to transition. But in overall, this women's three-way is going to be everything you truly could have asked for and more. I'm loving the way how things are transitioning when it comes to Naomi's new persona. It really is getting over with the crowd. They really was chanting "you deserve it" and so much more. And she hit that swerve button over at Evolution and was able to capture the gold by cashing in successfully to be the new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Rhea Ripley, as well as Io Sky, is now trying to revamp things and get back in the swings of being back in the hunt of becoming the Women's World Champion. But in overall, these three ladies are going to put on a banger at SummerSlam, and I look forward for how things are going to transition from there. Now let's go ahead and move along to the Judgment Day. This includes Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Finn Balor. They were backstage at the Judgment Day Clubhouse, where Balor asked Dominic to accompany Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez to ringside for the match, and he go ahead and did so. Then we get the Judgment Day Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez with Dominic Mysterio in tag team action and defeated the likes of the Kabuki Warriors after a lovely combination of assisted victory roll. When it came to the tag team match, it was everything you could have asked for in a bag of chips. Asuka and Kairi Sane continue to have great chemistry in the tag team division. Dominic playing his role was good as you possibly can get. When it comes to the new tag team of Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, those ladies put on a clinic, and Raquel's controlling the leadership of the role of the tag team, but they worked well together and they were able to overcome the Kabuki Warriors, which is going to be a stain on them when it comes to their group. But more importantly, I look forward to seeing what may happen in the next coming weeks. Now we're moving on to the next one. It was Paul Heyman who was being interviewed backstage. He said he did not have an update for Seth Rollins, but declared Braun Breaker will win the gauntlet tonight and then become the new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship on the respective brand of Monday Night Raw. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have the latest update on Seth Rollins. He even talked about it in his podcast. His knee popped out of socket and things shifted, so he's going to be away for a little bit of time. He's known to have major knee problems. But this comes to a sour note of seeing that Seth Rollins will be sidelined. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, he has all the way till next year, and I believe in June, to cash in the Money in the Bank. So while he's sidelined, he still can be used in some kind of capacity. But of course, he must stay far, far away from Roman Reigns, who made his official return on Monday Night Raw. But more importantly, he set the tone for where things are going to be heading towards SummerSlam. Where does Roman Reigns fit into the fold of everything? He's looking to get his hands on the coalition when it comes to Braun Breaker, Big Bronson Reed, and of course the Oracle, Paul Heyman. But a lot can shift and change on the upcoming weeks. But of course, the biggest man I want to talk about, who got the victory over Seth Rollins during Saturday's main event, no other than LA Knight. He cut a promo. He was actually out and he came in the ring and he wished Seth Rollins a speedy recovery, as he could beat him up night after night, time after time, but he vows to win the gauntlet as well and goes through his emotions, and the fans really was behind him, and overall it was good stuff and it was a good promo. Then we got to the WWE Intercontinental Championship. #1 contender for the women's division, 2 out of 3 falls. The action got underway as Lyra Valkyria defeated Bayley after a Nightwing after winning 2-1 in a decent match. These ladies put on a clinic. It was everything you could have asked for and more, but it was good stuff between these ladies. They have great chemistry, and Lyra moves on to SummerSlam to take on the man, Becky Lynch, and you know those ladies are going to put on a clinic. Then we switch gears to Stephanie Valkyrie, the latest winner in the Women's Battle Royal from Evolution, who officially gets a shot at Clash of Paris, where she is vowed to face a champion of her choosing. But it should be very, very interesting, as she had a lot to say, but she was quickly interrupted by Chelsea Green and his secret hurt service, Piper Niven and Alba Fire. Valkyria tried to square up with Green, but she was stopped by Niven and Fire before Green said that Valkyria can look but can't touch for now. Of course, putting a little hint towards the situation she's having with no other than Nikki Bella. But in over, the promo was good. The segment was alright for what it was. It wasn't the best quality, but it was okay because Chelsea Green continues to put on great chemistry when it comes to the overall mic skills, and she knows her proper spots where to push those buttons and keep us highly engaged. Of course, Stephanie Valkyrie is steamrolling right now, undefeated, doing her thing. Haven't lost a match yet, and she's looking to capture her first gold on the main event. And I look forward to seeing how things stack up when it comes to her being officially on the main roster, and you never know what could actually happen. Now we're going to go ahead and move along to Karrion Kross, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the fans really were cheering for him. They were popping big hard for him. It was a short and sweet promo when it comes to the big man Karrion Kross. He says Sami Zayn will officially never come back, and he goes off a laugh and a grin, and the fans start chanting Karrion Kross, which leads to the segment that could be cut off afterwards. But it was cool. Karrion Kross is officially over with the fans in a big way. It was everything that you truly could have asked for and more. I'm loving what Karrion Kross continues to do when it comes to not only his mic skills, his merchandise is getting over with the crowd, and he's continued to keep us highly invested. And I'm enjoying how things continue to stand the test of time when it comes to Karrion Kross. When it comes to Sami Zayn, I know he's looking probably to get his revenge over time, setting towards that match of a rematch, as they will probably most likely clash at SummerSlam. I'm all for it. I look forward to seeing what these guys are going to do and how they're going to actually work together and mesh, and a whole lot can actually happen between that whole point. But I look forward to seeing Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross going to battle at SummerSlam. Then we get back to the women's action. We had Nikki Bella. She defeated the likes of Chelsea Green, who was with Piper Niven at Alba Fire. She steamrolled after her appearance at Evolution, but she was able to get the pinfall victory in her first singles match with the Rack Attack. But where things got more intriguing, the Secret Hurt Service put the attack on Nikki Bella, but she was saved by Stephanie Valkyrie, who made the save. Because Stephanie Valkyrie says she looked up to Nikki Bella as one of her mentors. A lot of the new women revolution really look up to them and looked up to Nikki Bella, and they really want to be there for her as she made her official return. But is Nikki Bella someone we really want to see her on our television screen? Not necessarily, but we already know why she's there for. She's got all the legal issues that's going on behind the scenes, and she got to make that money to take care and fun for her family. But in overall, Nikki Bella's okay for what it was. Her in-ring work is still the same as usual. It's slow paced, it's calm, cool, collective. You're not going to get any high flying moves. It's going to be basically something that's kind of a little safe in the ring, but it was okay for what it was. Chelsea Green continues to be the MVP of making everybody look good in the ring, regardless if she's a champion or a challenger. She always knows how to do her part and pick her spots when it comes to the overall feel of the square circle. And great job when it comes to Chelsea Green by putting on a clinic with no other than Nikki Bella. Will Nikki Bella be looking to steamroll and get a championship in the near future? Most likely. But don't be like one of those big stars is currently right now. Feel like, hey, I'm the legend. I should get a top shot right here, right then and there. It's not a good look. Let her rack some wins up first and earn her spot to becoming the number one contender for one of those prospective championships. Then we get to Adam Pearce, who's backstage. He announced with Grayson Waller and the New Day, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston that there will be a match determined next week. New contenders for the tag team championships. And of course, the New Day was not happy about this, saying when will they deserve the prospective challenge for the titles again after they lost. And they feel like this is they're being duped, they're not being respected, they never got their rightful rematch. But of course, Adam Pearce went ahead and let them know, like, hey, you got to earn your spot just like anybody else, and if you win, yeah, you get your chance at the tag team championship. But right now, you got to work your way. You're in the back of the line, and you got to go from there. Of course, now the New Day is probably not in the best graces when it comes to Adam Pearce, but they're doing the best they can. Speaking of another man who's having an issue with Adam Pearce, Dominic Mysterio. He had a talk with Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was serious. He was poised, and he let him know you have to get another physical test to make sure you're all good to go, because the match against AJ Styles is official at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Dominic was pissed off and had a whole tantrum. He was not feeling it, and he walked off. But of course, we had AJ in the back, and he was praying to the gods. The hilarious thing I've seen possible. And Dominic still pulled up the little doctor's note and everything. But it was a nice little spot. And it was everything you could have asked for when it came to everything that transpired throughout the course of the night. But the phenomenal AJ Styles is going to go to battle when it comes to Dominic Mysterio. And I look forward to seeing what may actually happen. But in overall, it should be a lot of fun. A great spot match. And a whole lot of fun when it comes to night one of SummerSlam. Then we get to American Made, Ivy Niles, Julius and Brutus, the Creed brothers, their interview where they made it clear that El Grande Americano, of course, Luigi Kaiser, will be coming for gold pretty soon, and they walk off. Then we get to Rusev, who was interviewed backstage where he says he was inclined to move on and pretty much work his way up into the division, but he was interrupted by Sheamus and said they're going to have a rematch very, very soon. So the two brothers, not by blood, but by oath, pretty much are going to go to battle. It's going to be the battle of the meats, and it's going to be a banger after banger after banger. And I look forward to seeing what may actually happen. When it comes to Sheamus and Rusev, those boys are going to put in a clinic. They're going to keep us highly invested, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Then we get to Gunther. Gunther came to the ring about retiring Goldberg. He gloats about it, talks about the myth, the legend of what the Aura Goldberg was, but he put it to rest, and he was able to secure the victory and take out Goldberg. But of course, he was quickly interrupted by Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman. Gunther says he knew that Heyman was all about, and he was not interested. But Breaker got in front of him before Heyman made it clear that Breaker would be the next contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Of course, Gunther smirks and walks off as things really broke down. Then we get to the main event of the night, ladies and gentlemen, the chef kiss when it comes to this gauntlet match. We had a whole lot of high drama, so many contenders being involved, but this probably was the highlight of the night that pretty much kept everything running smoothly, and I enjoyed how everything had transitioned through the course of the main event. It started off with Braun Breaker, who was along with Paul Heyman, defeating the likes of Penta with the spear to advance to the next round of the gauntlet. Then the next contender that came out was LA Knight, who suffered the next fate of being losing too, as Braun Breaker was steamrolling through everyone throughout the course of the night as things continued to transition. But he wasn't done yet, as he ended up even beat Jey Uso to capitalize on the victory. As the momentum was looking like Braun Breaker was going to come out the victory, he was being one of the three top guys in the business when it comes to LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Penta. He took care of business, and he was able to eliminate all three of those guys, even though they were basically had injuries, had a whole lot of drama when it comes to the coalition of Seth Rollins' vision. But more importantly, Braun Breaker really showed what he's all about. So pretty much Triple H is moving steamrolling ahead when it comes to, if Seth Rollins is not available, you still got to use Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. But of course, things broke down very quickly as Bronson Reed eventually got involved when it came to the last match. We had CM Punk eventually getting the victory with the lovely GTS and was able to secure the victory over the big man Braun Breaker. But of course, they could not enjoy the moment of letting CM Punk celebrate as they put the beat down on CM Punk. Then Jey Uso ran out there after the match, tried to intervene and get involved. But of course, they were outnumbered, outmuscled, not outnumbered, basically outpowered by these two big men of Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. But they were about to set them up for a stack tsunami with a spear, and then of course leading towards Big Bronson Reed's about to go to the top and hit that lovely tsunami smash. But we had the biggest thing possible, ladies and gentlemen. We had that tribal chief. That tribal chief made his official return, and it was everything you truly could have asked for. The crowd popped so hard. You know, he's one of the last generational stars that know how to do it correctly, of getting over like no tomorrow. Roman Reigns came in that ring, super punching everybody, even was able to lay down a spear. He didn't get his hands on Paul Heyman, but he was able to handle business. Afterwards, he's able to help Jey Uso up. He had a moment with CM Punk. Then the broadcast went away as things had cleared, as we know what it is. Roman Reigns is officially back, and he's looking to take out the vision of the coalition of Seth Rollins, and more importantly, I'm pretty sure he's looking to get everybody from Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, what's Paul Heyman's new name, the Oracle. He's looking to get at everybody. He's leaving no prisoners. He's looking to handle business in the best way you possibly can ask for. And more importantly, what can you ask for when it comes to Roman Reigns? Ratings, a crowd being involved, and a superstar knowing when the right time to come back for the greatest party of the summer, SummerSlam. And you know, it's looking like it's going to be Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, and I'm all for it. But thank you guys for tuning in for this week's edition from Monday Night Raw on Netflix with their lovely review. But let's go ahead and get into my overall review of scoring, but I feel out of a score of 10, I'm gonna give it a 7.2. The action was, it was okay. The storylines are slowly developing after everything took place at Saturday night's main event. More importantly, Evolution, but the development is pushing towards the road of the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam, which is shaping up for a 2-night event. It's going to be off the charts. It's going to be everything that you truly could have asked for and more, ladies and gentlemen. But I appreciate you guys coming through for this lovely review. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and more importantly, if you're a trooper and you made it to the end of this video, you're a real one. Until the next time, you guys be safe, and I'll catch you guys later. And don't forget to throw up that one, and I'll catch you guys later.